Yes. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to all those who made it to another hump day. God bless you. We have a guest today, my man JP Justice, because J Black needed another mental health day. Now, listen, everybody needs another mental health day. You got to respect mental health. If y'all see how many pills I'm on, understand I respect the mental health game. I get it. But there comes a point where J Black is pushing this. J Black, we're gonna start calling J Black Kyrie Irving. We're gonna start calling J Black comes to work when he feels like coming to work. Then when he comes to work, he said he doesn't want to produce the show. We love J Black, but we're gonna have to have an intervention, just like y'all did me a bunch of times. So anyway, he ain't even put no content. He ain't put no content. He ain't even said no story. He just said I'm not gonna be here. I need a mental health day. And then I woke up late. Then I forgot JP is doing us a favor. So JP, because I can't control all that stuff, I don't do that stuff. I still use calculators and stuff. I don't do all that pressing buttons and doing things and making noise effects and stuff, and content comes on the screen and then the squares change. Jay knows that. Look, that I don't do that. Yes. I could do it when I was on radio, terrestrial radio. But for me, just this laptop, the Zoom, this StreamYard thing is just look, I just screwed something up already. Wait a second. Hold up. There. Hold up. I'll be right back. Here I come, y'all.
Mike is like that grandparent who you like, pop, just push the button. Just push the button.
Now look, now I just messed up my screen. Damn. Hold up. Here I come. I'm coming right back, y'all. I'll be back in a second.
When it's on FaceTime this close right here. Why is I can't see nobody?
Who is that?
Okay, here we go. Anyway, the focus is on J Black, damn it. It's out of control, but we normally start our show by asking, how was your night? How was your night, Mo?
My night was fantastic. As you see, I still am having problems with my voice. I got it back a little bit, but last night we celebrated on YouTube with our brand new international president, and a lot of our executive board members for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Dr. Stacy NC Grant, and it was amazing. We did it with these guys called Super Mix Entertainment.
Right.
And it was like a crossover between a party and a game show. It was dope. It was dope.
Y'all have partied this election more than a Democratic convention, dog. Like y'all have partied. Y'all had Mary J. Blige, Hezekiah Walker, and then I thought that was it.
Shout out to her. We had her.
And then y'all gonna hit another party again. Like when does somebody get to work in here? When does somebody get to work?
So Zeta work is 24/7. Just to be clear, there's never a break from that. But every sitting president needs a celebration to welcome them into their seat. And because of COVID, they had to switch it real quick over to virtual, and they left nothing on the table.
Wait, because of COVID, y'all just did a Mary J. Blige concert.
Yes, but we just came back from a big conference, so just to take precautions, because there was some issues or whatever in the city. We want to make sure everybody's safe, so they decided to bring it virtually so that everybody across the globe, because we got chapters in Ghana, Mike, we got chapters in Dubai. We have chapters in Germany. So we wanted to make sure everybody was included. And so they took it virtual. It was dope. I've never seen anything like it before. It was very innovative. And I'm just excited.
I forget there's black people in Germany for some reason. I know that's very naive of me. I do forget there's a lot of. I do. Germany. I know. It's dumb. It was dumb. It was a dumb thought process. But I was like, wow, they got black people. They got black people everywhere, Mike. I don't know why I just let that thought out. I shouldn't even admit it that I thought that.
They actually love black people.
All right. So is the party over yet? Is there another function tonight? Is something else?
So there's not another function tonight, but there will be multiple celebrations and multiple things happening as they create new programming and as they move forward with the new administration. Alongside Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, we are constitutionally bound, and so I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the sitting president for Sigma, Chris Ray, and our new international Grand Basilisk or president, Dr. Stacy and
I'm tired for her right now. I'm exhausted just by hearing the functions that y'all had to take place.
You have to embrace the extraordinary, Mike, like everybody else is doing right now. Get on the wave.
I got it. Mr. JP Justice, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother.
Amazing comedian. You might have seen him on Def Jam, a host of other things. He's joined us. He also has his show at night called Step Into the AM, correct?
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it is. Step Into the AM.
Step Into the AM. Hilarious, funny comedian. How was your night, Tony?
Well, in comparison to my girl right here, I just made a steak. God damn, I put butter on it. Let me try to make it sound good. I put butter. I put some garlic on it. I had some little A1 steak sauce with it. I didn't sound as good as her night. Her night was excellent. Like she parted.
I did.
Hell, I had a Corona with it. Does that sound exciting? I didn't do it. I didn't actually. When I was on a couple of great podcasts last night talking about some great topics. Maybe I talk about it a little bit. Bring up one of the topics later on today. But we had some great topics with men, like men actually sitting there talking about great topics. So that's what I did last night.
Oh, that's what we need. That's what we need. Men talking about topics without being judged by women. Well, you know what? We're gonna get into those. We're gonna get into those topics. I found something out that my mom does. And it might be just interesting to me. So I want to warn the audience that sometimes I'm going to take a selfish moment, but this is different. So I go downstairs, and normally, we're a Puerto Rican family. I'm hearing her watch some Spanish novellas. I'm hearing Spanish language. Like, I'm hearing Spanish on TV. Every time I come down, I'm hearing some more Spanish. And then I was pouring me something to drink. Excuse me. And I said, that language ain't Spanish. Because I was like, my Spanish ain't good, but I know Spanish. Like, if I go to a funeral, I know what to say without offending anybody. I know what to say at birthday parties. I know how I understand it. I'm like, Mom, what are you watching? She said, I just found these new Turkish soap operas. They're amazing.
I love your mom.
I said, what? She says, these Turkish soap operas, they're amazing. They're so much more intense than the novellas. I said, so for weeks, not knowing what they were saying, she was trying to find a closed caption for it. But without the closed caption, while they're still speaking Turkish, she was interpreting the plot, which ain't too hard if you're watching a soap opera, just by watching. But she, it's not like she learned Turkish. She still didn't know what Turkish was. Until she finally found the button to play the closed caption. So now she watches Turkish soap operas in Spanish. And to me, that's hilarious.
Hilarious.
I love it.
And every time I come down, I say, Mom, what made you even look up Turkish soap operas? He said, I don't know. I just started looking up Turkish soap operas. Now she doesn't even go back to the Spanish ones. Now it's all Turkish people speaking Spanish, which is too much. It's over the top. But it's every time I come down, I go like, that's hilarious. There's no way. My mom thinks different. She's always thought different. And I'm like, all right, well, knock yourself out. But it was hard enough just to come down and hear Turkish. Turkish is not a pretty language. Like, Turkish isn't a fluent, like, a little flowy, rhythmic. Turkish is kind of harsh. But at least she got it on Spanish, or I got a hola every once in a while. So anyway, that was my little story.
Is she reacting with the soap operas? Is like
reacting, like physically understanding who the villain is while it was still in Turkish.
Yeah.
She could tell me who the villain was. I was like, but what made you do it? Like, what made you just decide to go? And then she found it on Netflix. I didn't even know Netflix had that.
Yes.
I didn't even know.
Yes.
So
my mother used to love the soap operas. What soap oppers was good when we was growing up? My mother
Young and the Restless.
What
General
channel?
Hospital.
Yes. All My Children. Oh my.
All
Yeah,
My Children.
all my children. Ryan, I'm hope. I'm old, so Ryan's Hope would start.
Yeah.
Then
Guiding Light. Guiding
and
Light.
Guiding Light was on NBC or CBS, because all that was on CBS. And then One Life to Live in General Hospital. I used to sit there with my grandmother. Once again, my grandmother who couldn't speak English. We'd sit there and we'd watch that and then watch The Price is Right.
Some of those characters are embedded in our brain forever. Like Erica Kane, to me,
Yes.
is a real person. Erica Kane is a real person.
No, Erica Kane is a real person. I don't care what her real name is. She's Erica Kane. Like Luke and Laura. Like I saw Luke on something else, and he tried to play. Luke and Laura was just it didn't feel right. Like when they got married, that was a turn up when Luke and Laura finally got married. Now, if you guys are older, you just have younger, you just come to Google what we're talking about. Just trust us, it was good.
Well, General Hospital is still on. Like
Angie and
Jesse
and Angie. Oh my God, yes.
Jesse and Angie.
Yes.
All right, no segue. I was on YouTube yesterday, and I watched the whole Cooley High movie yesterday for no reason. Wow.
You never seen it before?
No, I saw it, but for no reason, I decided I was gonna watch it from the beginning.
Okay.
I was confused. I had something wrong in Cooley High. I thought when dude found Coach Chief with his girl, I thought it was the light-skinned one that he cheated with. It was the brown, because what's his name? Preach had two girls. He had the light skinned one that he was just getting to know, and then he had the brown skinned one that would never let him hit. I don't know. This is breaking news to me, y'all. I always thought it was the light skinned one that he caught inside. It's the brown skinned broad he caught in there. I was like, really? And I totally forgot they thought that them two snitched. Because I was like, why do they die? Like, cause I knew Coach Chief had to die, but I was like, why? I had forgotten why they died. And I was like, oh, they died because they thought they snitched on them.
Yes.
I said the streets was real even back then.
Yes. they were realer back then.
It was real. It was a good. Honestly, I really enjoyed Cooley. You know, if you ever go back and watch a movie, like, wow, that movie really wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Well, you ready for this, man? Y'all ready to have some fun with me?
Go ahead.
There's a lot of those movies that I haven't seen. A ton of them. I mean,
give me your black card back.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it right here.
I'm not allowed to have potato salad at some places. I'm not allowed to use the hot sauce.
Like, what didn't you watch? Like, give us an example of a movie that you're supposed to watch that we're supposed to watch that you didn't.
How about you give me some and I'll tell you if I saw them.
You don't have to see this one, but this one I just bring up because when I watch it now, I realize it wasn't a good movie. The Last Dragon.
Oh no!
What?
No. See what I'm saying? Before I even answered, look at it.
What?
The only reason why I saw it is because my sister swore Timac was going to come in the house and give us.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, that was everybody's husband when that movie came out. Yeah. Like everybody was like, "That's my boyfriend."
Yeah. There was some real bad acting that went on in there.
Horrible acting. Hey, yo, that Chinese moment when they was doing the wonton and the oh my God. Horrible.
I mean, there's not many movies like old school movies that I'll watch over because I'm not a repetitive movie watcher. Once I watch it, it's gone. But The Last Dragon is definitely on my list.
Jay Black just put up the light-skinned chick was loyal.
You're such a colorist, Jay Black. JP, just for reference, Jay Black has an issue with anybody who's not a light bright.
Oh, he has a preference.
You ain't light to Jay Black.
He has a preference.
He likes light skin.
He has a strong preference. Yes.
Yeah, he has a strong preference. I don't know.
Did he say that, or is that what y'all?
Yeah, listen, it's very clear. And every time we talk about chicks that are what he feels like are 5 or below, it's always a dark-skinned girl. Ooh. He never, ever, ever puts on a light-skinned girl. He has issues with women of color.
Jay Black said something funny. Jay Black said, name 4 ugly light-skinned girls.
I feel like just because you light don't mean that you're pretty. Light does not equate to pretty.
Hey, this Nikki said she never seen Cooley High.
Nikki.
Oh, you never seen Cooley?
like
Come
you.
on, white
Nikki,
chocolate.
I like you. I'm gonna give you 24 hours. I'm gonna give you 24
You
hours.
gotta watch. Just go to YouTube. They got the annoying commercials that YouTube does now for all of 3 seconds, so it's not horrible. It's like 3-second commercials. But yeah, The Last Dragon. Okay, let's say you had to watch Beat Street. You saw Beat Street, right?
Oh, I'm from
Yes.
Harlem in the
Of
Bronx.
course.
Okay, so
All right,
you saw Beat Street.
I've never seen what's the thing with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby?
Saturday night, something Saturday night.
You've seen that?
Have
I
you
saw
seen Cornbread Earl and Me?
No, never saw Cornbread Earl and Me.
Never saw Cornbread Earl and Me.
Color Purple?
Never saw Color Purple.
Oh, you never saw.
Okay,
Oh,
so
you
that's
never
my
saw
favorite
Color
movie.
Purple.
JP, you got 24 hours.
I've never seen E.T.
Oh, you ain't never see E.T.
What's going on? What happened in your childhood?
I went outside. Like I'm one of 11 kids, so when my mother said it was okay to go outside, I went outside.
Okay,
Right,
so there was no staying in. There was no 11 kids. Y'all probably didn't go to the movies all the time.
Yeah, you're not going to the movies with 11 kids. I'm not going to the movies with 11 kids right now. Man, you gotta be kidding. So you never saw The Color Purple, which is a long ass movie, but yeah, you should probably watch that one. That one was pretty good.
That was
pretty good.
Beat me. Yeah, that's my favorite movie.
Let me think of another. We're talking about J.P. Justice losing his black card. He claims that his black card has been it hasn't been revoked.
But it's definitely on cease and desist.
It's in jeopardy. It's in jeopardy. It's definitely in jeopardy. Now you saw Boomerang.
Oh, you had to see Boomerang.
Okay, all right. So now you're grown. Boomerang, you can go on your own. So now the movies is about you. If you decide where you want to go.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
No, I've seen pieces, but never watched it from beginning to end.
You never saw the beginning and end. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
I've never sat down to watch I'm gonna get you, sucker, from beginning to end.
Okay.
I watched it in the movie theater.
No.
What about?
I could see, like, it was classic, and there's some classic skits, but it's really just one skit after another skit after another skit. And God bless Robert Townsend. I mean, for putting that together.
Yeah.
But it really is. I don't know why I went to
never saw the 5 Heartbeats.
Wow, JP. Now we're talking.
Blasphemy.
JP.
I love telling black people this stuff too, because black people.
I mean, come on.
You never was interested, like, as much as it comes on TV, you don't just stop and watch a few minutes. I mean, BET and TV One might play that thing like every other day.
Yeah, Coming to America, yes, and Roots. I seen the updated version. I never saw the old one with Lou Gossett Jr. and all of that.
I remember watching it, but you got to remember, y'all, this is the 70s. Like, this was like a 3-4 day event of Roots coming on TV. I don't remember watching. I know I saw it, but I'm watching
every year during Black History Month.
Yeah.
Every year, even if you didn't have cable, it came on that little when you had the click, 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 click.
Ooh, remember that cable?
Yeah, that cable. So if you never watched it, I must say at this point, your black card is being revoked.
Juice I've seen.
Thank God. Look. Forget Roots. Thank God you saw Juice. Damn. Ooh, man, I was going to have to really forget history.
Forget the culture.
Unbelievable.
Forget the discovery of racism and destruction.
Until I actually was in college at Cheney University. I went to a predominantly white high school, so of course, they didn't show all of those things. But I'll never forget the question because it was in one of my padding questions, and they said it was a black reporter. They were asking me all generic questions, and the black reporter hit me with, "Who wrote Roots?"
Oh. Alex
and
Haley.
I couldn't answer.
Is it Alex Haley?
Of course, I'm sorry.
Is it Alex Haley?
Yes, Alex Haley.
Alex Haley, yeah.
But I wasn't taught that until I went to an HBCU.
Wow. I just remember seeing the book when they would show and when the movie came on, the book would come on. That's the only reason. Trust me, because I wasn't reading that book. I wasn't gonna read the book, but
I had to read the book first. I read the book in college, and then of course
you one of those people that read the book. Like when people see a movie, they go, "I read the book. The book is much better." I
hate that.
If you went to an HBCU, you know, like yes, you read those books. Which was one of those books that we were made to read.
The book went more in depth. The book had
They always said.
It does
I remember I had a joke. I said I hate when people say exactly what JP said. You know, the book was much better. And every time we went to the movie, this chick would always say that she would somehow read the book. I said, you should stop fucking reading because you're messing up these dates. Like, stop reading because the movie would be a lot better if you would stop reading the original. Sometimes the remix can be better if you've never heard the original.
I hate subtitles on my shows because now I gotta read while watching. Can't do both at the same time. Can't do them both.
There was a movie that I went to. It was a kung fu movie that was a real crossover movie that was all subtitles. And I remember for the first 20 minutes, it was a dope movie too. What is the name of that movie? It might have won awards in the whole nine. There was a scene. Oh, I'm a boy out of that. There's a scene in it where these two, they're looking at each other and they're about to fight, but they play the fight out in their mind. They both play it out and they only move once and the guy kills them with one shot after they've played out every single move. Anyway, yeah, subtitles suck. Subtitles ain't for me. Black and white movies ain't for me. Even good black and white movies, I'm not into black and white movies.
On the Wu-Tang Clan album, they said, "Hey, yo, Meth, where my Killer tape at? Yo, Meth, where my Killer tape?" So I said, "Let me go watch Killer." It's a subtitled movie. God, I hated that movie. Listen, and the only reason why I forced myself to watch it is because Wu-Tang said, "Yo, I'll get you 4 more Killer tapes." I sat there and watched this whole show and either missed the reading and don't know what they said or watched it and didn't know what they was. I mixed it up, bro. So I got to watch it again. I probably have to watch it 2 more times, but I can't read and watch at the same time.
I'm not a subtitle reader. Let me see what other movie. Did you watch Dead Presidents?
Yeah, my porn had subtitles. Did I say that out loud?
What? Did
First
you have to read the oohs and the ahs and the
that is so distracting. That is.
What?
I hate when people started that sexting stuff. Like, you really think I can concentrate and figure out the words that you and I hated that. I mean, just FaceTime me. Jesus, what are we doing here? I've seen so many Chinese film subtitles. This is norm for me. Afro Queen, we didn't know you were that big martial arts movie person.
I assumed that everybody read like the subtitles, especially if you watch Netflix movies these days. Like, you got to watch you got to read the subtitles.
What was the? Go ahead, JP. Go ahead.
I said my daughter does that. She or if you turn on any television in my house, the captions are on all the channels. And I go, "Why do you do that?" She goes, "Because I want to read what they're saying." And I'm like, "This, you're taking the fun away from the movie. Just watch the explosion. Who's really paying attention to what they're saying?"
Anytime I put closed caption on, when I was at the house and the kids would be, I didn't want to keep the TV too loud or whatever. And with sports, I can normally do that. You saw Dead Presidents. Let me see. Give you one more. See, you obviously saw New Jack City.
I had to.
All right.
As you dig deep into the stack, like every once in a while, you'll hit one of those on me, and I'll be like this. Like my boys can't stand asking me. Nah, don't ask him, yo. Don't ask him. He ain't see it.
Loving basketball.
Nope, never from beginning to end.
Other than Wesley Snipes, was New Jack City really a good movie?
Well, I'm from Harlem, so
right.
Nino Brown is actually Nicky Barnes.
Right.
And, they exaggerated the part, and the Carter was actually on 146 between 7th and 8th. So I do know of the places that they're talking about. So it was entertaining for me to watch like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's weird because I just started watching the documentary on Supreme. That Nas and
Mass Appeal.
And I just started watching the
she said The Wiz. I can't remember watching The Wiz from beginning to end, but I think I've watched so many pieces that I probably can snap it together. But I've never sat down and go, "Let me watch The Wiz." After Michael Jackson's "You Can't Win," all the rest of that to me looks real.
Oh my God.
Never saw Belly. Minister Society I saw.
You never saw Belly.
Never saw Belly. Wait, I take that back. Was Belly the one where Method Man went to go sell drugs and like
Yes.
I was in that state. I was in that state watching that movie with a whole bunch of black people. When Method Man came through, I heard this is all I heard in the theater. F those New York MFers. I was like this.
I'm not a Wiz. Yeah, I mean, I saw the Wiz, but it wasn't something that I'd go back and watch all over again. Minister Society, I watched that.
Didn't like those black exploitation movies feel depressing to watch though? Like when I look at them now, I'm going, my God, they look depressing to watch.
Well, during that era, it was, it was popular because we didn't have that.
Yeah.
So that was more of a comic relief for that era for us. It really was.
Yeah.
That movie Eddie Murphy did on Netflix about that. What was the movie he did?
Dolomite.
I thought they did a good job with Dolomite.
Wonderful job. Yeah.
I never saw the original though, but Dolomite was gay.
Wow, you ain't lying when you say no segues.
No pause.
No segue.
We don't get no pause. No,
because I think that's amazing. Because he was gay, but he had to play. He played that super. You know what I'm saying?
He was sexually fluid.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I used to.
Oh, okay.
According to the kids these days, I used to sneak and listen to my grandmother's Dolomite on vinyl.
Right.
And like the Rudy Ray Moores and stuff like that, those all were pressed on vinyl. So I used to sneak and put it on low and listen to all the dirty jokes. And of course, you don't get to see these people on television back then. None of that. It was unheard of. So I was excited to actually watch the behind the scenes and how he became who he became.
Yeah. Let's bring JP Justice up to. Let me get my energy out. I'm tired, y'all. I don't have a C4.
Yeah, you're giving me. I just rolled out the bed.
Jeez, I really did just roll out the bed. JP Justice. Well, I'm gonna give you some rapid fire questions. Is it weird that Ray J has Brandy tattooed on his leg?
Yes.
How weird on a scale of 1 to 10?
12.
12.
He's giving me Alabama vibes right there. He's giving me
that my cousin is my baby's mama.
Yeah, and everybody come on out here because my sister Brandy here, real country.
Would you get a tattoo of another man on your body,
bro? What?
I'm asking.
Pause. How about no? Not even Jesus.
Not even Jesus. Even if somebody, God forbid, passed away.
Yeah, I don't do that. No. Not even my
You don't do that. Okay. You don't do that. All right.
You know why? If my dad had a name that nobody else had, then I can go, that's my dad. But I can't. Right. That's my dad and the guy at the barber shop and this dude I seen at the sneaker store. We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Okay. All right. You've been married for a long time.
Yeah.
Did you have a preference in women? Was a light skin, brown skin? But I guess you definitely. I don't remember ever meeting your wife, so I don't know.
Yeah, my wife is gorgeous. I like to say that all the time. But no, did I have a preference, Mike? Coming up, man, we were superstars. Well, I was never new to women. Like, soon as I started tall, I'm 6'8". I played basketball, roller skates, sang in high school. So I was never new to women. So did I have a preference? The ones that just said no. You said no? You ain't my type.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that's your preference.
Well,
I thought you were going to say
none of you can be new to women. You all came from a woman.
No, but you don't understand. I was really spoiled. Women, well, I can't even say women because we were teenagers at the time. Teenagers, females, from the point of them recognizing, oh my God, he's 6'8", or I wasn't really 6'8" at growing up, but I was tall growing up. Ever since I got that like that, I always call myself the trophy because girls would go with me and didn't even know how to pronounce my real name. My real name is Jameek. I was Jimmy Q and I was Jimiquia, but Jimique. Like girls.
Yeah, that's when I met him. He was Jameek.
Right. Girls could not
yeah.
pronounce my name, but I was dating them, having my way with them, and all that kind of stuff. From that point on, the age of like 15 on, I recognized that I can have my way with these women. And I really spoiled myself. And then at 18, I got into comedy. And then once we got into comedy, we became superstars in our neighborhoods. We became superstars around the country. And so I got spoiled. I met my wife at 28, but from like 15 to 28, oh God, blackout years.
Terrible. I call Michael Shawn's blackout years the who won it era.
Yeah, man.
Who won it? Who won it?
Oh, look, those days. Look, Mike, you remember those days. Look at that guy right there on the wall.
Which one? Which one?
I'll find a picture. Yeah, let me just.
Okay. But that is funny because that basically is when you start finding your superpowers. So you found your superpowers around 15 years old. You realize, okay. I said, all right. Yeah, there goes Jameek's superpowers.
That's on that looks like the set of Def Comedy Jam.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it was.
And that's it.
And once that
is history,
the rest is history.
I never realized you were that tall.
Yeah, 6'8". I spent a lot of my 30s apologizing for the man or the boy that I was before. Like girls would run up to me and they would say things, and I'd be like, "This, oh my God, I apologize." Like I didn't recognize the how wild I was until on when they started telling me about it, and then I used to go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All of a sudden you got to take a shower. Like, let me go upstairs, take a shower. I'll be right back. I really did that. Like, for real.
Stacey Mitchell said over 6 feet used to get me all the time.
Listen, Stacey Mitchell, calm down. Stacey, watch your mouth.
He just got excited.
He just joined the show to help us out. No need to get me every time. All right, Stacey Mitchell. All right, so let's get into it, Jameek. I mean, JP. What was the topic? What was the comments? Topics that y'all were talking about with the guys?
Oh, it's real heavy, bro. All right, so here we go. For those of y'all, shout outs to everybody who has kids. And like, I'm 52 years old now, and my final daughter, I have 4 daughters. My youngest daughter, and if anybody knows me, I never announce my daughter's name on air. It's 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, and 4 of 4. Because I don't know how creepy you are,
right?
Calling my kid's name out in the middle of the street. So 4 of 4 now is leaving for HBCU, Howard University.
Yes,
beautiful.
Got great news with that too, man. She just got accepted into what's his name? Wakanda. Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, his program.
Just got accepted into that. And guess
amazing.
Guess who's leading her in that?
Felicia Rashad.
Felicia Rashad.
Yes.
Wow. Big.
Shout outs to 4 of 4. But now that she's going, the last of 4, it's just me and my wife now. We're now empty nesters.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting to remember I suck at relationships. Now, my relationships have been buffered for the last 20 some odd years because I've been a father. So, you didn't have to look at me as a direct husband or, like that, because I've been a father or a home provider. But now that there's no kids now I have to get into my relationship with my wife. And I just realized I suck. And I have a lot of insecurities when it comes to relationships. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like these I don't know because I haven't been there, but I feel like these new insecurities, those old insecurities can resurface. So us guys as men, we're looking at, well, what do we look at relationships now? It's a whole different scheme it's a whole different theme when it comes to relationships because of how women feel about themselves now. So it all jumped off from that TD Jakes. Did you see that latest TD Jakes video?
Women trying to be like men. That's why relationships aren't working. Right.
So it jumped off from there. So where's men's place in today's relationship?
Defining roles.
Yeah, where's our place? You know what I'm saying? If women can do it all by themselves and do it blah 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 blah, well, where do I fit in? Find something that I can seed into your life, so that this way I can. So that's where we were talking about yesterday.
That's crazy, because I always say sometimes you can spend so much time with your kids that your girl becomes a stranger, and y'all gotta like take it from the top. It's almost like, so when's your birthday again?
Yeah.
Like when I think it's hard, because you're trying to raise a family, not to lose that. Like I don't think it's corny anymore when people say you should still go on dates and you should still do dating stuff. And every once in a while, you should just go get a room just to be just y'all two, and do whatever it is that you want to do. Because when you get lost, sometimes you can get lost in raising kids and lose a relationship once the kids leave. And y'all be like, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
My wife keep talking about this Lorraine girl. I said, why do you keep talking about Lorraine? She said, boy, that's my middle name, fool. I said, oh, my bad. My bad.
But I think I talk about, even on our show, a lot of times when we talk about relationship topics, it's important to continue to grow with your mate, and not just grow with them, but be very intentional about some of the things that you do. Because it is very easy to get lost when you have children, because everything is centered around the children in your household and making sure everything runs properly. That you forget the reason why all of this is here in the first place. And it's because y'all two came together.
Joy just jumped straight out the window. She was like, go to the nude beach. Jesus Christ.
Joy, what's your Instagram? Goodness gracious. Wait a second. Spice it up. Go to a nudist beach. She said go straight to heatism. Damn. All right. Put your Instagram. I want to see some Instagram pics on it. But I think the funny thing that JP said is, what is a man's role now? Because it seems like being a flaming heterosexual man, you're under attack all the time now. Now, if you don't like nothing, if you don't like something, it's because you're homophobic, or you're this phobic, or you're something phobic. There's something.
Toxic male, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I just watched the episode of Good Times. And James's father came back after 35 years. And the guy who played his father was another strong black man. And then James is a strong black man. Yeah. Now, ladies, my question to you is, how strong should we be? Because you want a strong man beside you. You know what I'm saying? Like even right now, oh my God, I've been getting women angry all around the country when I say this. Y'all just got that Roe versus Wade flipped. And what you need right now is a protectorate, someone who's going to protect you. But you've been telling us for the last few years that we're toxic male and blah, blah, blah. But you need that now. You need that to argue for you. You know what I'm saying? So where's our role? Like, where's the spectrum of heterosexual male? How far can I bang my chest without you saying that's too far? That's what men do. Men bang their chest. That's what we, that's the bravado and the sex appeal of a man. But you told us that we can't do it. So where do we fit?
So society is telling you that you can't do it, right? So going back to the basics of roles and identifying roles and who you are in relationships and who you are in the household. I think that's a conversation that you and your mate need to start. Like, you have to start there with your mate, identifying what I need from you as a mate and as my man, and what you need from me as a woman. I think a lot of people get it mixed up and confused when they say, oh, y'all women are strong out here. Y'all are independent. Y'all are doing all these things. What do you need a man for? Where do I fit in? I heard you say that earlier, JP. I think that you are missing the point. I am resilient. I don't like to use the word strong, and I tell Michael Shawn that all the time. I hate when men say, "Oh, y'all women are strong. Y'all don't need a man because y'all are so strong." No, I am resilient. Because the word strong has a negative connotation to it, right? Strong. If I say you're strong, that means you don't need anything. You're good. You could hold it all up on your own. And I'm sorry. Am I resilient enough to hold it up on my own? Of course. But would I like a mate right there saying you don't have to? Absolutely. So I think that we need to begin to have the conversation with our significant others about what is the role? What do I need for you to play in this relationship? What do I need from you in this relationship? And I think that starts the definition of identifying your role.
Is that the clip? Is that the clip right there?
This is the clip. Can we hear this clip real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your self-esteem is compromised when you have to ask your wife for lunch money. You came into the world because Adam broke the order. We were not designed to receive from women. Your self-esteem is compromised when you have to ask your wife for lunch money. I'm not saying you got to be rich. I'm not saying you got to be famous. I'm saying that you have got to be the one who pours in, not the one who takes out. When Adam started eating out of his wife's hand, sin came in because the divine order was broken. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? And Adam all of a sudden has allowed the curse to come because he stopped pouring. Women, be careful about pouring too much into us. We are designed to pour into you. And you are designed to take what we pour into you and increase it and make it better.
All right. Well, that
you increase it,
you can cut it off.
Appreciate it, and you multiply it.
Yeah, you can cut it off. Listen, TD Jakes, I love them. Look, I've done my part. I poured a lot into y'all. I done poured a lot into y'all. I've done my part, man.
And you've multiplied what I poured into you.
Yeah.
But so when he talks about pouring into your mate, right? There are some things that are learned behaviors. Mm-hmm. And as a man, if you're pouring the wrong things into your mate, you can pour into anybody.
Come on now.
It don't mean that you're pouring in the right thing.
Yes.
You might not be pouring the right thing in my cup. So, and there lies where you talk about experiences with toxicity. You hear this big thing of, oh, men, they toxic, or, that's a toxic relationship. That's because they were not taught the right things to even be in that position to pour the right things into their woman. So TD Jakes, it's not that he's off kilter or, he doesn't he's getting it wrong. It's that he's missing the big part. And I didn't see all of the clip, the whole sermon, but he's missing a big part where it talks about where is the man supposed to learn how to pour into his woman or his wife or his relationship and his family the right way. If he grew up in a toxic household or a dysfunctional household where he didn't see that.
I learned a lot of my dad was a blue collar worker, straight blue collar worker, straight up. He was my hero. My dad was my hero, but I knew that how he expressed love wasn't the right way. So growing up, I found my fathering mentorship through television. Cosby, right. Mr. Drummond, and the many other fathers that understood. The Cunningham's father, when he used to sit down, when he would finally, when he would give his, I found my understanding of fatherhood through those guys. So I understand when you say that, we learned wrong, or we learned in a toxic environment, and then what we're sowing into women is the toxicity from the past.
Well, I'm saying that's how some of it develops, and I'm not even saying that it just comes from men, because women also have had negative examples of what they should allow, or negative examples of what the model of love even looks like. And I'm not even talking about, when you talking about pouring into your relationship, it's not just from a financial piece. Whether your mate is taking care of the household and making sure that everything is going well. I'm talking about the emotional piece as well. Are
I
you
know.
feeding your mate emotionally the way that you need, that the way that they need to be fed?
Yeah,
And again, learn behaviors.
That, you know what I told my wife? I said to my wife, I said, can I buy you a dress and a pair of shoes? Because I envision my wife wearing a certain dress. And she said yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out and bought my wife is so for the family that she forgets herself. Mm-hmm. So I went and bought her a dress that I know she could never wear to work. If my wife wear this, you wear the dress to work, woman, and there's a problem. And I bought her a pair. I know she doesn't wear heels, so I bought her a wedge. That's what they call them.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yes.
I bought her a wedge shoe and a pair and a dress, and I deliberately, not just deliberately, but I also felt this way as well. I turned it up. This is the spice that I'm trying to bring back in time. Oh, girl. Oh, my God. Look at that dress. Oh, sexy. Ooh. And listen, I think she's sexy in the dress anyway. But these are just the things that I'm bringing into my relationship to try to spice it up.
Intentional.
Right.
That word intentional that I use is important. You're being very intentional about the way that you're dating her, the way that you're caring for her, and and that's still pouring into her, because she needs that upliftment. Yeah, y'all been married for a long time, but she needs to hear, damn, you look good.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't know where TD Jakes was going when he said he ate Eve's apple out her hand. I didn't know where he was going with that.
In other words,
I was like,
TD, not to dive super into.
Are you telling me we're not supposed to eat the apple? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I can't pronounce her name. She said, I grew up in a single parent home. I learned a lot from the Cosby Show as well, and my aunt and my uncle. I agree. TD Jakes, I believe we do have roles as marriage being in the partnership.
Well, you have roles. We have to identify our roles across all environments, whether it's our personal life, work environment, or whatever. But in relationships, I think that it's an important conversation to have with your current mate, because with your past mate, because some people have been married twice, and what your past relationship needed and the role that you played in that past relationship may not be what your current mate needs. So I think that it's very important, and it's not just a one-time conversation, because we're always changing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's an important conversation of, baby, what do you need from me?
I just told my doctor, I said, I need to sit down with a therapist. I need to unpack. I need to unpack the first 50 something years, and get ready for this new life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's exhausting too. I do it every week and it's exhausting. What up, Tam?
I'm about to start taking virtual clients.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Mo's taking virtual clients. So
that's what you do.
Yes.
Mo. Okay, Mo.
Yes, I'm a clinical therapist by degree. Yeah.
Okay. You take United Healthcare?
Which one? The HMO or the PPO? I'm just playing. We can talk about that later. But yes, I do that. But I think that when we say roles, we always think immediately of a man versus a woman, and a man's supposed to do this and a woman's supposed to do that. No, roles are so much bigger than that, and in order for a relationship to work, you have to identify what it is that you're supposed to be and do in a relationship, and who you are in that relationship. Because like you said, your kids is gone, and now you're trying to figure out, all right, well, who are we? Like, who are we to each other now?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And clearly that's changed since y'all have gotten together.
Yeah.
Clearly that's changed since before the kids and when y'all got married.
Yeah, clearly.
But this cute word toxic, real quick, before we go on to the next one, because I know you got something else you're gonna play, JP.
No, that's it. I'm here for whatever we do.
Okay, no. I just this toxic thing. This has always been there. It's always the bitter people that wind up getting the most attention because they're the loudest. Like it's always the bitter man or the bitter woman who leads the congregation at the barbershop or the hair salon that leads to chant on how the other sex ain't shit. It's always them people that lead the charge. You never hear. I know JP Chester's comedian's been married for how long now?
20.
20 years. Jay Black has been married for 15 years. Those are two people off the top of my head I named, but nobody sees that's not the cool conversation to have at the salon, because nobody, or the barbershop, because nobody wants to hear shit about happiness. Happiness ain't fun. Like, we like to hear about the person going through the rough time, and girl, can you believe he's going through that? Can you believe he left the family and no one does? There are plenty of people out there who are in healthy relationships. It's just they don't ever get the light shined on them.
Well,
it's not promoted as a societal norm. We are a violent society. If you look at all of our shows on TV, JP, Mike, it's all about the drama and the toxic, and the worse it is, the more in tune and glued to the show we are. Our society sells
P-Valley.
You gotta, if it ain't toxic and if it's not drama filled, then it's not. They say it's not real. You know, it's not interesting. It's not intriguing. And maybe, we need to normalize healthy relationships.
Well, you'd be surprised, Mike, how many both male and females come to me now and ask me for marital advice.
Right.
They come to me like I'm this OG in relationships.
Well, 20 years is nothing to sneeze at, JP.
Well, 20 years came with turmoil. Like it wasn't all flowers and roses. So
right.
It came with ups and downs, turmoils. Like, there was a point when I thought this wasn't going to last, and there was a point where, like in marriage, in my marriage, I don't know if this is normal for everybody, that I can't stand being around this woman. You know what I'm saying? There are points like that. So when people come to me and ask me about it, and I recap in my mind my 20 years, 22 years with her, I'm like, you're going to base your relationship after this? Like,
like you don't know what these struggles are.
These struggles are real. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So there's a lot of things. But I do get a lot of, and as far as people liking drama, people like to know that someone else's life is worse than theirs.
Yes.
So
all the time.
They tune in.
Because it's identifiable.
Yeah.
It's identifiable. And you always, as humans beings, you want to make, you want to say, well, dang, my life is really not that bad. And in a very sick and dysfunctional way, somebody else having a worse relationship than you makes you feel a little bit better inside to say, hey, I got a little glimmer of hope, because that's real bad. That's like Michael Jackson bad over there.
That's Bobby and Whitney bad over there.
Yeah, it's like Bobby and Whitney bad over there. Yes. So,
Did you say Jaden Will?
Want somebody that they can identify with.
Yeah.
I'm glad, or indifferent.
Mike, I'm glad people are starting to identify. Well, I hate that Jada's getting such a bad rep in it, but I'm glad that people are starting to identify Will and Jada as a bad relationship, because it looks so normal on the top. Right. When the layers started to peel back, people can see, oh my God, I can't even imagine what it was like growing up in that house, because that house now seems to me to be one of those houses that you hear kids go, I can't wait to get out of here. I want to move. I just got to get the fuck out of this house. So now I'm starting. But that was the home of millions of people. The cover looks great, but when you peel back, it's
And we were willing. If I heard one more person say, well, Will wasn't mad, they agreed, they were swingers, I was like, so this is the role model we got now. So this is what we gonna do now. Like that's what you think we built for. Because I know I'm not built for it.
Yeah.
I said, but we were ready we were ready to justify Will. If that Oscar never happens and he just gets the award, we go along justifying that their relationship is just fine.
Yeah.
And obviously, as much as Will may have agreed, he's the one who snapped. So there was something unhealthy going on in there. And when you start seeing clips of her saying she didn't love Will on Oprah, and she spends every once a year celebrating Tupac's death with a love letter. Like if Will would have pulled that same thing, we would have never allowed him to get away with that. To write a love letter while he's married to Jada to a woman who had passed away, and every year, and had her daughter write a love letter. Like that was the biggest fraud like we've ever. But you know what? It's not their fault. It's because we were willing to be like, hey, that looks like fun. That looks like they really doing something. Maybe that's the way. Because like JP said, we're always looking for how a relationship is supposed to work. Now, if you're a swinger relationship and it works for you, knock yourself out. I just don't think that is something I know I'm not built for. Yeah. And I think it's a very dangerous thing to start doing that in our society, because a lot of dangerous things could happen when jealousy starts popping off, especially in our culture. But what were you going to say, Mo?
No, I was just going to say that, I don't think that we should look at anybody else's relationship as a goal point. Like that should not be, I want a relationship like that, because you never know what their challenges are. And you never know, like you were saying, what it looks like behind closed doors. I don't know any relationship that's not work. I don't know any relationship without some type of, negative experience, conflict. I don't know anybody's relationship that's perfect. So when you say, oh, relationship goals, because that seems to be the big thing on social media. Oh, relationship goals. Why we can't do that? What you're seeing is you're seeing 15 seconds of the highlights of a person's relationship.
Yeah.
That's not relationship goals. You didn't see all of the hours and hours and hours of edited,
hell no,
B-roll on the floor. You didn't see that.
Yeah. We weren't supposed to see Jay-Z and Beyonce and Solange in the elevator. We weren't supposed to see that.
We weren't supposed to see that.
Right. Hey, Solange is a grandmother now.
Solange is a grandmother?
Yes. Her son had a baby this weekend.
Oh, well, congratulations. Solange was always one of my favorites. I like Solange. Yeah, we all thought Jay-Z and Beyonce were relationship goals too for a long time. We're like, oh, man.
Because we see snippets of the relationship. We see all of the highlighted great things. It's kind of like watching a movie teaser. They're not going to show you all of the dull, dreary, bad parts of the movie. They're going to pick all of the great parts out of the movie. Boom, bam, I got to go see that movie. That's going to be a great movie. It seems great. It seems lit. And then you get there and you watch the whole 2 hours and you like, man, I could have saved that money.
Nope.
Man, this was terrible. Man, this was horrible.
Nope. You heard nope. You said, I heard this movie, nope, was horrible. I heard the highlights was great, but you go and sit down for that movie and nope was horrible. That new, what's his name? Jordan Peele movie.
Oh, his new movie.
They're slamming this movie across the floor. People are coming out of the theaters. Like, I've had friends that go, man, it wasn't worth it. Man, it was just 2 hours of just a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, relationships are like that.
If a whole bunch of nothing. No, I'm playing.
Into one of the relationship goal, oriented relationships that you see on social media, I'm pretty sure if you had a front row seat, that you would not consider that relationship goals anymore. There's always one thing, 2, 3 things that somebody puts up with that you would not. And vice versa in your relationships, where somebody will look at your relationship and say, oh, you guys are such a lovely couple. You look cute together. And then behind closed doors, if they knew what was going on, they would say, hell no, I wouldn't be with that person. Hell no, I wouldn't tolerate that. So, we have to be mindful of what how we put relationships on pedestals and realize that everybody is fighting some type of fight to get towards a good, happy place in a relationship. And JP, you said something very important a little while ago. You touched on the fact that it's important to like your mate.
Yeah.
Because we get so caught up in, oh, but I love him. I love her. But like
that's all I want. All I want is to get along with you.
Like that person.
all I want is to get along with you. I'm so over soulmates and all that mad love. And you know what I want? How about we just like the same TV shows? How about we just do that? How about we just actually, when we're chilling on the couch, we can get along? Like,
I have heard couples say, I don't like the way he chews.
Oh my God.
I don't like the way I don't like the way that she put the this back in the refrigerator. You don't like that person. If you start picking out, I don't like the way they chew, I don't like the way they breathe. Well, they gotta breathe to stay alive. Like, those little bitty nuances in relationships. If that bothers you, you don't like your mate.
Yeah, but that's when the build up.
You don't like them. If something like that bothers you, it's deeper.
Yeah, because it's the build up. It's the build up when you really start liking. You start going like everything you do irritates the fuck out of me.
Everything you do irritates that person.
Everything you do when when you get up and you walk across the floor in front of the bed, you walk too hard. Like you irritate me.
Yes.
Like even the way you drive. Why do you always go this way? I swear, this is the situation I was in. I was like, the fact that you make this right turn here irritates the fuck out of me. Like it's something. And
it's not the right turn. It's not the right turn.
It definitely wasn't the right turn.
Nuances that are gnawing at you because deep down inside you really don't. Hey, like it's okay, but I think the where we go wrong is that we don't like each other, but nobody is bold enough to say, I don't like you, or I don't like you either. So now what we gonna do?
Well, it's scary to a lot of people. Breakups are scary to a lot of people.
Change is scary to people.
I got a friend who, Gary. We're the same age, and Gary must have tripled, if not quadrupled, the amount of relationships that I've ever had in my life because he wasn't afraid to go, no, I'm out. Nah, I'm good. He's taking women to the altar, and then the following week, and this is for real, the following week, like, nah, I don't want to be married no more. I'm like, my God, like, but what are you in search for? Like at a certain point, is it the outside or is it the inside? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people stay together because they're afraid of that change.
They're afraid to be alone. People are afraid to be alone.
There are a lot of people who are afraid to be alone. There are a lot of people who feel like, I think one of the biggest ones is, well, we've been together for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want to start over. Sometimes I've even heard it's better to walk the dog that I know than get bit by the new puppy I don't. Those type of things. But it's still a dysfunction. It's still a toxic way to even look at relationships. This is not a dress rehearsal. We only got one life. And I always say, don't waste it with somebody who you don't like.
Yeah. Unless she got a lot of money. Unless she has a lot of money. Then.
And then you gotta even ask yourself, you gotta weigh it out and say,
like if I really stopped liking J-Lo, if I really hated J-Lo, I'd probably hang in there for probably a decade.
He said probably a decade.
I'd probably hang in there for a decade if I didn't like J. You get to know somebody. Everybody gets tired, but even she probably can be a bit much, but she found love with it. But I'd hang in there. But
so what about with Oprah?
Oprah, I'd hang in there for a little bit. I don't know how much I can take it to Gail. The Gail Oprah thing. I don't know how much I could take a poor.
Batman has handled the Gail Oprah gate very well over the decades.
You mean to tell me you wouldn't want to be in a love sandwich with Gail and Oprah?
I don't think that statement is
you wake up one morning. You don't want to wake up one morning and look on this side, see Oprah and Gail on this side, and all of y'all just naked and twined and
the minds of men. The minds of men.
No, hey, it does happen. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure.
Are you saying that Gail and Oprah have ran down on a dude before?
Probably Stedman. I wouldn't be surprised. Allegedly. I'm saying hypothetically speaking, in that with that angle, with that situation at a house, I could see them having some wine, and next thing you know, I mean, is there anybody more famous? Really more famous than Oprah? Is there anything more weird than Hollywood and entertainment? No, happens all the time. Mike, what was that? Mike, what? Mike,
the cheese between the wheat bread.
And the cheese between the wheat bread, white chocolate.
Terrible, terrible.
But I
terrible.
mean, but it's just the concept of marriage is always, I get it. Why people think the concept of marriage is kind of crazy. Like, how many people are there in this world? What, there's 6 billion people, 7 billion people?
I just saw that too. Yeah, I think 6 to 7 billion people.
6 to 7 billion people. And we picked a tradition that in amongst those people, you pick one person.
Yo, you know, that's not a lot of people for the size of this planet.
Yeah. You would think it'd be a trillion or something like that because China itself has got
One of the billions.
Yeah, one of the billions. But you pick one person and decide that person is going to be the only person you will ever be with for the rest of your life. That's a whole lot of pressure.
All right, here we go, man. I'm getting in trouble.
Go ahead.
I believe that monogamy is not healthy. I believe monogamy is what's hurting relationships. Now, don't get it twisted. We're in these relationships now because this is the relationship that we set, and this is the relationship that they told us about. But when you dig into our history and our ancestry, men, once again, and I know ladies that go like this, well, what about the woman? What about the woman? It wasn't meant for the woman because she accepts internally. Men were, if you can afford that other woman, you can have that other woman. Now, notice how I said that there's a responsibility in it. Like,
Yes,
I don't want people to start thinking that I'm saying just go outside and just grab anything. No, if you wasn't going to care for that woman and if you wasn't going to take care of that woman, then you couldn't have that woman. That was the natural order. So now when, like you said, Mike, you know, of 1 billion people, you're only supposed to have one. Sometimes that kills the relationship. I can understand, like I totally understand infidelity. I totally understand the part that makes infidelity wrong is that you wasn't able to communicate your point before the action took place.
Yeah.
And so to me, I think that with infidelity, that comes with, again, defining your relationship. And also picking a mate that their beliefs align with yours. There's somebody out there that actually would be okay with you having multiple partners or more than one wife, but you need to find her. And I think that where people go wrong at too is that you're lying about it. Like the infidelity part only comes in where you're not being honest, open and honest. It's not the act. It's not that you're being with somebody else. It's the fact that you're not honest, that you weren't honest about it.
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
And those are the conversations, again, that we are too afraid to have, because you'd be surprised where you're saying that it's not really meant for women to be out there saying who want it.
Right.
But there are a lot of women out there who their beliefs are aligned with yours, or not with yours, JP, but what you just said, in regards to they don't want to be with just one man. No. They may want to be with a person and have a relationship, but be fluid in who they are allowed to engage with.
You don't think that that's a
whole.
Sorry, that's a whole nother argument. And hold on, someone said, yeah, that's a whole nother discussion because
that's a whole.
What you say? It's only one hoe per household, and they gotta be a man.
And there lies part of the problem. Part of the problem is that women think that we're equal on everything. We're not. And one of the things that we're not equal on is our sexuality. I'm not saying that you can't be. I'm not saying that today's woman is like this, but it's unnatural to me in my mind. And I know women are going to be like, well, if a man could do it, I could do it. If a man could do it, I could do it. No, it's because women are because you go into a woman and it's into her mind and it's in her body and all that kind of stuff. First off, your pH balance would be knocked way the hell off, whether or not you use condoms or if it was natural. Your balance will be so well off that it's just not mentally. I don't think it was designed for women to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And back to this lady who said I'm giving Haitian vibes. What does that mean?
I thought you said Harlem vibes. Did you say Haitian vibes or Harlem vibes?
No, Haitian.
She
Oh
said
damn,
Haitian
yeah, I need
vibes.
my
No,
glass of
I totally
Haitian
got what
vibes.
Joy was saying. If you ever dated a Haitian man, ooh, Sherry, I love you.
Joy,
I love you
joy.
so
Listen, man. Good luck if you're in a
much.
happy relationship.
My
If-
wife.
Keep doing the best you can. Whatever works for you.
They say
Keep
that's
it. Keep working. Stop reading self-help books to try and fix your relationship. Go to therapists. Go to counseling, and don't ask me for advice because I'm horrible. Because at this point, I'm back in these streets. So listen, I'm just looking for somebody who, like I said, watches the same TV shows I watch. JP, I've been around the block, and my
Nikki.
pH is fine. Now it is. Now it's fine. Now it's back in whack.
How much water you had to drink?
Yeah.
Listen. I think that men should take just as much pride in their bodies and not spreading it around as women do. I have to disagree with you there, JP. When you say that women should be able to spread the wealth and women are not shouldn't be as sexually fluid or open with themselves. I'm not saying that women should go out there and spread it like jam on a sandwich, but I think that healthy sex practices should be practiced both ways.
I just want to know. We all applaud Nick Cannon.
Right.
Everybody's applauding Nick Cannon, so he's kind of.
But what if it was a
got
woman
point.
who was wealthy and she just wanted to have, increase her legacy?
You don't see that that's a little different having 8 different penises than having 8 different. There's a little different.
Oh, why?
Because it just
That's
is.
still a societal thing. Why?
And that's the part that women want to normalize. Because
if you're able to, I just want to know what the difference is. Why is there a double standard with that?
If you can accept these things, if you can accept these things about our society and culture, I think women choose, not just women, people. I'm not just going to say women because I think gay people do this and I think guys do this as well. We tend to want to give a reason why I don't want to accept this part, but that part is a part of this part, and this whole part goes together. But you can't break it. I'm a black and white type of person, and I think
life is not in black and white.
But life is a black and white thing, and the gray is where we want to give excuses for why we don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, so let me give you the reason why. But that's not how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go like this, but no, today I feel like this. Well, okay, you feel like that, so now we shade it in gray so that this way we can excuse that you don't want to, that we fall short of what it's supposed to be. Now,
the societal norms are made up by people. We drive what's normal and what should be and what shouldn't be. So,
but don't you think we accept some of the things that are societal norms? But then we
don't. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sometimes we do, and sometimes we want these norms to be okay, and then them norms ain't okay. But I will say this about the woman:
normalize what we want to make ourselves feel comfortable. We all do that,
and that's the great.
A woman who has 8 kids with 8 different guys, who really couldn't accept her, who would talk the most trash about her? It would be other women.
The 8th guy.
But it would be other women that wouldn't there. Well, the 8th guy is the one talking to.
With your 8 babies and your 9 baby daddies.
All right, this has been interesting, y'all. I'm exhausted. So we're gonna wrap this up. I got to get out of here. JP, thank you so much for filling in for Jay Blizzy. Mo, we'll see you tomorrow. And Jay Black should be back. But if not,
let me know. I'm in Boston tomorrow. I'm in Boston tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with Jonathan Gates up in Slade. So I'll be back.
Jonathan Gates. Wow.
That's dope.
I remember last time I did a show for Jonathan Gates, Kevin Hart was with me.
Hilarious.
Kevin Hart was with me last time I did a show for Jonathan Gates. That is funny. I need to get out there. Is it a comedy club?
Yes, it's Slade. He's been doing it for over 20 years, man. Let me tell you.
Oh wow.
They love comedy in there.
Oh man, you gotta give me a little plug, JP.
Promise you I will, brother.
Give me a plug. All right, y'all. You know we end the show. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed: it will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for likes, you fight for views, you fight for parking spots, fight for your happiness, and never let anybody take it from you. Michael, Shawn, our guest JP Justice, Sexy Mill Takeover Legends. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, sir.